come along with me and I'm going to show you all the edible flowers that I have growing inside my kitchen garden. I bet some are going to really surprise you. So let's start here at the front. These are my 2 quart and steel containers, and I have so many edible flowers in here. First off, I have strawberry flowers. Now, most people want to wait for the strawberries, but this is the first year that I'm growing strawberries. So I don't necessarily want to grow the fruit yet. I want to let the plants really establish themselves. So I can just cut a few of these berries. Look at how many are on this plant. It's crazy. So I can just cut a few of those strawberry flowers. I can cut all of them if I don't want the plant to produce any fruit, but even just a few are so good to help the plant establish its roots and really get nice and settled before it makes fruit. So the first is strawberry flowers. Did you know you could grow strawberry flowers and eat them? I know most people just want the fruit. The next is violas. I'm not sure how you say it. My daughter was a viola player, so I just say it like the instrument. So I've got these little red violas here. They're so cute and tender and so fun in little dishes. So I'm going to throw those in here. Next, we have some purple violas right here that are also so lovely, bright colored, little yellow centers. So pretty, right? Next is a flower you probably don't think is edible, but it's a snapdragon. So right here is this edible flower, and I'm just going to cut it right at the tip. This has a really unique flavor, and all of the blossoms are edible. Crazy, right? So I'm going to cut that pink one there, and then I'll cut this one here as well. All right, we're just getting started. That was just the first bed. Let's move on to this kitchen garden bed. These are my larger beds, and first up we have some pansies. These beautiful yellow blossoms are so bright. They're so great on a salad. You can put them on a little butter board or with some cream cheese on some toast. I mean, these just make everything look and feel gourmet, right? So there's some yellow. Next, we have these chive blossoms. Chive blossoms, you can see they grow on a much more firm stalk. So you have these onion chives that are much softer, but the ones with the chive blossoms are actually much stiffer. See that? This is almost like a cut flower, right? So you can cut these and enjoy the entire blossom, or you can break up and tear the blossoms into your dishes. They are so pretty and also a really vibrant onion flavor. Next, we're going to add some more snapdragons. This time we've got a red snapdragon flower. I'm going to put on this side, maybe one more right here. And I've barely gotten into my garden, right? All right, so next I have a couple of purple pansies I'm going to grab. And the great thing about all these flowers is they love to keep producing. So the more you cut, the more they grow, which is that's the kind of plant I like to grow, right? Now I'm not going to cut these because I want them to turn into fruit, but also these pea blossoms are edible as well. I mean, are they so pretty? These are going to turn into sugar snap peas, so I want to let them be and do their magic, but I had to show you those. All right, here we have, I have to tell you about this viola. This overwintered in my garden. It basically just sat there dormant, and we had some terrible, terrible frost that it made it through and survived, and so I just have to cut a little bit from here. I love this purple with the yellow center. Isn't it pretty? I'm going to go ahead and cut one more snapdragon because this girl's taking over my pea vines. Okay, what do we have next? Let me see. We do have a little bit of white pansy here. I'll just grab put that here, and now we'll move back to another part of the garden. Looking. I think I got most. Okay, over here, I'm going to grab some orange pansies just for the variety because I'm a sucker for a rainbow. So I'm going to grab a few of these orange right here. I mean, are we making a pretty little bowl here or what? I love it so much. I'm going to also grab a few more chive blossoms, because 2 is just not enough, right? So remember, the chive blossoms, you want to cut them all the way at the stem, because the stem is much firmer. It's not going to have that same softness that the rest of the chives will. So I'm just giving it a little cut like that. All right, now right here I want to show you maybe an unexpected edible flower, and it is in my my pollinator garden. So this is yarrow or yarrow, I'm not sure how you say it, and the entire thing is edible. Now it's also so good for the bees, so I don't want to cut too much because this is primarily bee food, not me food. But I am going to cut these that are maybe a little bit less than, beautiful. They're all kind of spindly. The leaves are edible, the flowers are edible, every part of it. So I'm going to cut this back in hopes that it grows up straighter, and then we'll just add this to our bowl. I'm growing yarrow all over my pollinator garden, and I highly recommend you grow it too. It's a gorgeous cut flower. It preserves so well, and it's edible. What? I mean, could you have a more perfect plant? I don't think so. All right, I'm going to cut one more little bloom here. Isn't it gorgeous? One Christmas I made wreaths for all my clients, and I used tons of this yarrow, and it just preserves so well dried. It's just the most beautiful dried flower. So I didn't eat it, but you can if you want to. Okay, moving on, we've got pineapple sage. This entire plant is edible. The leaves are edible. The flowers are edible. It has such a great smell. It almost smells like honeysuckle. And these flowers, if you've ever eaten the nectar from a honeysuckle, you can do that, with pineapple sage as well. I don't know if I can do it with this one, but if you pull this out, see this the little stem, the little thing in there. Anyway, it has the juice like a honeysuckle. It's so good. Okay, so you can cut this off just like this, and all of this is edible. So pretty, so delicious and fresh. Pineapple sage, you should grow a ton of this. By the end of the summer, this thing's going to be gigantic. Just wait. Okay, now let's go to the middle. So here's another flower you probably wouldn't expect to be edible, and that is arugula flowers. So all plants when they flower, most plants when they flower, especially the greens, they produce edible flowers. And look at these, aren't they so pretty? I love tossing these on top of a salad or as a garnish. They smell just like arugula. They're very peppery, but I just think they're the most, a lot of times when we're growing food, we don't think about the fact that we're growing flowers, but look at that. That's a really pretty flower, don't you think? And it's from arugula. Who knew? All right, so I'm going to use this, throw this in here. This adds like this nice different texture to our edible flower arrangement. And I think we're almost done. Let's see. Let's head back here and see if we have anything new. Most of the things that are back here were also in the front. We have, again, pea flowers. We do have a new color, I have to grab it, of pansy, this bright, dark purple. So we're gonna add a few more of those right here. And should we do another snapdragon? Of course we should, because those are just so pretty. And then I think that may be it. So there'll be, oh no, here's one more flower. Just like I told you, just like the arugula flowers, this is a radish flower. And same thing, it's perfectly edible and also beautiful. So you can toss this in the mix as well. So there you have it. Here are just a few of the edible flowers that you can grow in your kitchen garden. So beautiful, so colorful, and some of them are actually pretty delicious. This is just such a simple way to add color and character and so much fun to your dishes. And the best part of adding all these things to your garden is it actually helps with the health of your garden. It brings in bees and butterflies, it deals with pests, it brings in beneficial insects, and it also is beautiful while it's growing. So I mean, win, 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 right? Plus, It's delicious. So cheers to flowers that we can eat. I hope this inspires you to grow a lot more edible flowers in your garden this season.